Whoa, what an intro. That's dope, right? Well, anyways, today I'm gonna talk about the 3 best Canon EOS R accessories. And they're dope, they're rad, I can't live without them, they're so sick. Anyways, I recommend them to every single buddy that's got an EOS R, and if you got an RP, then 2 of these accessories are still good if you use EF lenses. These Canon EOS R accessories are must-haves. 3 of them. 3. But anyways, these camera accessories are dope. So the first one I'm gonna talk about is this guy. This guy is awesome. This is the Canon EF to RF mount, so you can adapt all of your EF lenses to the Canon EOS R. And by far, I love this camera. My favorite camera I've ever owned. The mirrorless system, hands down, my favorite operating system I've ever used. I've used Sony, I've used Canon, and I've used Nikon. And by far, Canon is my favorite user interface. And to me, Canon's cameras are just what I like. They're my kind of thing, if you get me. But anyways, so this EF to RF adapter is the one with the control ring. As you can see, it has the ring right here, and it controls like this. And it controls, you can set it to your ISO, aperture, set it to your shutter speed if you want to. Me personally, I set this control ring to my ISO, and then I put the lock button on my camera at the top here. I press the lock button so I can lock the control ring so my finger doesn't accidentally slip it when I'm in a shoot or something, you know, because that's a pain in the arse. So basically, I use the lock button and I do this. Why do I have these adapters? Because I think they're the must-haves for the EOS R. Unless you want to have big bucks to invest in the RF glass, by all means, go ahead, that glass is beautiful. But if you want to use your EF glasses, I recommend this control ring over the standard EF to RF adapter because that does nothing. It has no purpose. And to me, things that don't have purposes bug me. So this one with the control ring, hands down, dope. I like it. And then the next thing that I want to talk about is the EF to RF adapter, another one. But this one is perfect for video if you're into video. And with the Canon EOS R, believe me, this camera right here is one of the best cameras I've used for video so far. I've used the 5D Mark IV, and that's a beast of a camera. The only thing that I like about that that's a little bit different is the 2 card slots that I can shoot redundants, but to me that's not really a game changer because you can buy, there's lots of things you can buy that you can upload your SDs really quickly, and this takes UHS to the EOS R, and I like the EOS R better than the 5D Mark IV personally. But anyways, with this Canon to EF RF adapter, this is a must-have accessory. This is one of my favorite accessories. And the cool thing about it is that you can pull it out. You can see this here. That's what comes out of the adapter. And it has a built-in variable ND filter. And you can control it by a little rolly thing here. And it goes from 1 stop to 9 stops. Now, I'm gonna demonstrate. Let's get this back in here. I'm gonna demonstrate what it looks like at 9 stop, because that's the only con about this EF to RF adapter with a variable ND filter. The only con is that when you're at stop 9, it goes blue contrast out of nowhere. I don't know why they did that, but if you're gonna use like a 10 stop filter for really slow like bulb mode or slow shutters, then you're gonna wanna use a 10 stop filter and just buy one that's separate. But you can still get slow waterfalls, and I've yet to do it, but you can get some good shots with this, and this makes life a hell of a lot easier. Even if you're not into just video, you can be into photography like myself, And when I'm outside and I got a client that's, you know, it's right in the middle of the day, because the most clients want to book in the middle of the day for some reason, you can just crank up that variable ND, and when you do, there goes the sun. And then you have this beautiful thing. You can still get that lower shutter speed or fast shutter speed, or you can, you know, you don't really have to make any changes inside the Canon EOS R or the RP. You can just flick that little dial and there goes your exposure, and you can set it accordingly with the settings that you feel comfortable with. So you're not always changing settings all the time. You can set your settings to how you want your pictures to be, unless you want to change with that aperture. But it's kind of nice for a photographer too. It's not, if you want to make that blue sky not blow out because it's overcast and it's in the middle of the day, then, you know, you crank up that variable ND and it looks beautiful. And not only can, the only downside to this is that when you take this out, if you don't want that one stop, then it's a big huge gap right here. Big massive gap. And that gap is nasty. Looks like my first girlfriend's teeth. No, I'm joking. But anyways, yeah, so basically you can get a circular polarizer to fit in this, which is a beautiful thing. I've yet to get it. It's rather pricey. It's like $350 just for a piece of glass. I think it should have came with it, but that's cool with me. I'll eventually buy it, because circular polarizers are cool if you want to reduce that glare off, like a car, if you're in auto photography, or if you're into taking pictures of landscapes. Sometimes you want to reduce the glare off the water, and sometimes you want to reduce the glare off certain things, and that circular polarizer would come in very handy. And the beauty about this EF to RF adapter variable ND is that you can use it on any lens. You don't have to buy a million variable ND filters. You can just keep this on. It attaches to the EOS R right here, and then you attach your EF lens right there. And believe me, I use Sigma, I've used Tamron, I've even used lots of Canon lenses. They all perform beautifully on the EOS R. That's the most question I ever see, is does EF lenses perform beautifully on the EOS R? And yes, and sometimes better. And the Sigmas and the Tamrons are beautiful lenses. I don't care what anybody says that knocks third-party lenses. I've never had a problem. I've had like 10 Sigma lenses. I've had 2 Tamron lenses. As long as you're getting the newer version, G2s or the Arts Contemporary Sports, and you have that Sigma dock, then with the Sigma dock, you can upgrade the firmware and those lenses work great. But back to the 3 must-have accessories for the EOS R, those are the 2. And last but not least, I would say this is my ultimate favorite. Hands down, good for video, good for photography, and it's an amazing thing to have. I've had it on all my cameras except the 77D, but on my Canon 80D, I have this. And on the Canon EOS R, I've had this. And a lot of other cameras, I've used it. If I test it out, then I don't get it. And I like to see how long the battery life is. With this, the battery will last me like 8 hours, sometimes 10 hours of constant going out for long ass hikes and going out there. And this battery, like these 2 batteries, the LPE6Ns, they last a long time in this. And hands down, this thing is awesome. Like, you can fit 2 batteries in here, and it's the best thing accessory for the Canon EOS R. Must have, 100%. And not only, the cool thing about this, let me show you something real quick. The cool thing about it is when I bought this from Canon, I live in Canada, eh? And the one thing that I've liked, I got it on sale for $199. It's regular $599, but if you look at Canon, they have flash deals. And believe me, you want to score it up when you can, because those deals are awesome, and what's while quantities last, if you feel me. But anyways, so Canon sent me this. And I haven't even opened it yet because I don't need to use it, because I always charge my batteries before. But the cool thing is with this and having that ability to do so is that I can plug this into the battery grip with 2 LPE6N batteries from Canon, because those third-party batteries I just never use. I don't recommend anybody use third-party batteries. It's just no good. But the cool thing about this is that you can charge your batteries in the battery pack with this. So if you're in the car, if you're on the go, this thing can come in handy, especially if you shoot weddings. I'm not a wedding photographer, but by God, this thing is awesome. So that could be useful, especially if you have a battery pack or something. You plug it into the BG-E22, and believe me, this thing is awesome. It's so cool. And that battery charger works fine. Now, to me, those are the three must-have Canon EOS R accessories. Hands down. And if you have the RP, then you can use these two. The variable ND EF to RF with the circularized polarizer, or you can use it with it. They even have, for the variable ND EF R to RF adapter, they even have a clear glass if you want to. But in my honest engine opinion, I believe that if you're gonna get the clear glass and spend, you know, $250, you might as well just go out and get another adapter, and get the adapter with the control ring, because you can throw it on your lens. It doesn't take long. It takes like 2 seconds. You don't have to deal with that weird, strange lining up thing that Canon put on its new systems, where you have to line up everything with the RF glass and have that little dot, and it doesn't fit on any other way, you know, so with the lens caps only. But still, you don't have to deal with it. And so I suggest these two EF to RF adapters. If you have one, if you have the EOS R, you should be able to afford to buy both of them. And if you don't, then I don't know why you have the EOS R. But the RP, it's an affordable camera, and I suggest at least buying one of them. Probably the EF to RF with the control ring, because believe me, for the first 5 months I had this EOS R, that came in handy. Some people don't use the control ring on their RF lenses. I like it. It makes shooting a hell of a lot easier. But anyways, these are the three must-have Canon EOS R accessories that I recommend anybody that has an EOS R or an RP, and possibly that R5, while quantities last, while they send those things out. Because me personally, that's another topic, but I don't think the R5 is going to be out for very long, because they're going to sell out quick time. Because in all my groups, everybody wants one. But anyways, no, including myself, I'd like to get one, but I'm very happy with the EOS R. And I'm very happy with my 3 trusty accessories, if you feel me. But anyways, and last but not least, it's not really a Canon accessory, but God almighty, this thing is beautiful. This Peak Design strap for the Canon EOS R, the 4th accessory that is not Canon, but Peak Design makes a beautiful strap. You can get the hand strap, and you can get this strap. Comes with these little toggle things, and they flims on it. And then you see, I even got it on my battery grip too. And you can just release the strap and pop it on, exchange them. It's so handy. I love it. When I hook it up to my Ronin S, I take off the strap within seconds. I don't have to fiddle around with the strap for about 25 minutes trying to get it to fix. I don't have to do it. So basically, these are the 3 must-have Canon EOS R accessories, and I highly recommend them. I highly recommend them at the finest point of production, because these things come in handy. And if you get one, then you can't get the other. If you get 3, then you're gonna be happy as me. Anyways, enjoy yourself and have yourself a wonderful day, evening, and afternoon, ladies and gents. Ciao.